This year, Breakpoint is going to be held in Singapore from the 20th to the 21st of September, and I definitely think you should attend, and I'll tell you why. So here we are at Twitter. Here is the official Twitter account for Solana Conference. We've got all the links here. We can see the date here, September 20th to the 21st. So there's plenty of stuff happening. When it comes to Breakpoint, in case you're not aware, this is put on by the Solana Foundation. There are other sponsors as well, but basically this is the biggest Solana event. You get a lot of builders. It's in Singapore, and Singapore's a really good hub to connect Asia. And there's also the Dupe team there, the Sanctum team there, and there's quite a few other teams there that work from Singapore. The other cool thing is Singapore's relatively crypto friendly-ish, so it's kind of becoming a little bit of a hub. Let me just show you the website. So it's just solana.com/breakpoint. So we've got Breakpoint and side events. These are some of the side events, but there's actually a whole number of other side events, smaller side events, and they happen via just Telegram meetups and special links that you get sent and you have to register and whatnot. There's heaps of them, normally like over 100, and this is where most of the networking is done. And in addition to that, we've got travel, which we'll go over, normal frequently asked questions and whatnot. Basically, if you can get there, the tickets are $500, developers a little bit cheaper and so on, but it's definitely worthwhile. Now, Singapore is quite expensive though, but having said all that, I know we're not really in this bull market, but this is, in my opinion, exceptionally plus EV. So where is Singapore? For those people that don't really know geography outside their own, this is where Singapore is. So it's at the tail end of Malaysia. It's its own country, of course. We've got New Zealand, Australia, Europe, and then the United States. How long does it take to get there? So if you're going with Singapore Airlines, which is my recommendation, they're brilliant. It's non-stop and it's 17 hours. It's a little bit of a price premium. This is just one-way economy. But if you go with the other ones, there's an extra stop. Obviously, you don't want to go anything like this. Maybe something like this is a little bit too tricky. You may miss the connecting flight. I'm unsure when it comes to United. But basically, you're probably looking at around 20 hours to 20.5 hours. If you're going from New York, once again, if you go with Singapore Airlines, it's non-stop and it's 19 hours because Singapore Airlines, they're dope. Otherwise, with other airlines, it's more affordable, but it's a longer flight. If you're coming from Portugal, it's a similar amount of time. London, it's the same, 13 hours if it's with Singapore Airlines. And if you're going from Sydney in Australia, it's about 8 hours. So anyone that's in Australia that wants to go, don't make any excuses. It's well worth it. You can, of course, go with Singapore Airlines directly. Just keep in mind that sometimes it's a partner aircraft, so you definitely want to try and actually fly with Singapore Airlines and not a partner. It's just not as good, if possible. What else is happening the same week is Token 2049. So this relates to all of crypto, but more so the EVM, Ethereum virtual machine world. We've got Anatoly, he's chatting there, and a few other big brains. In fact, there's going to be over 300 speakers. So you may want to do one big week and also attend this. And if you like car racing and Formula One, then this is also on. It's happening on the weekend, so it's going to be pretty pricey to stay into the weekend. And my personal opinion with Formula One is it's cool to watch on television. Otherwise, you just sit here and they just go past so fast, so loud, it's crazy. So where is the convention being held? It's at Suntec Singapore Convention, so it's right here. When it comes to Singapore, you may not know a whole lot about it unless you've been there before, but this place here, this is probably something you've recognized before. This is a very famous landmark. So this area is called Marina Bay Sands, and this is 14 years old, and this is well known as being like kind of a prime destination. So there's a lot of things happening here, and from the two locations, it's just a short drive or like a 21-minute walk. Now on this webpage, we've got travel, so travel to Breakpoint. All of this is broken down here. For quite a few countries, you're not going to need a visa, like the US, Europe, and places like that. Other places such as India, you do need some sort of visa, but you can check out all this stuff yourself. And for hotels, because you get there a little bit late, there aren't too many options available on the website, but you can use booking.com and find something. I'll show you where these two are located. So this first one, the Mercure Singapore Burgess, it's basically a 13-minute walk, so really, really close. The other one is Holiday Inn, and this is a 34-minute walk, so still reasonably close. Otherwise, I haven't been to Singapore in many years, and I'll find out more details closer to Breakpoint, but public transport works very, very well. You can use taxis and things like that. However, there will be a lot of road closures for the Formula One week, and I'm not sure how many days beforehand they actually start. And relating to the airport, there's only one main airport, and this is a massive airport, and it's one of the best in the world. You can get from here into the center in about 45 minutes on public transport, or 20 minutes at this particular time per Google Maps while you're driving. Now, Cassie, my team, has put together this amazing spreadsheet. This will be linked below as well. It gives you the address, the distance, the walk, everything. Absolutely amazing. As well as links to the map. And then with flights, if you're using Singapore Airlines, there is a discount code as well. And for side events, we've got these Telegram chats and so on. So make sure you bookmark this Google Sheet. Now, just so you know, Singapore is the most expensive Southeast Asian country. So you're looking at over $1,000 for staying basically from Tuesday to Saturday. And then the cost of food, I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I'll cover that in another video. Either way, it's well worth getting to Singapore for Breakpoint if you can make it. In particular with these two hotels, as far as I'm aware, they're only going to be holding these rooms and these rates for a little bit longer, maybe to the end of the month or something like that. And then you'll be fighting amongst thousands of crypto people heading there, and then later the F1 guys as well. Now, my preference on when you would arrive would be the 17th. Breakpoint itself is just the 20th and the 21st, but there's events happening before, such as Stakepoint, Block Zero, and MEV Day, as well as the Drip House. And there's also the Network State Conference on Sunday, September the 22nd. So you may want to stay longer and arrive earlier. And just as a reminder, the 18th and 19th of September is Token 2049. If you can't make it, I'll be there and I'll be pushing out some content to keep you updated. But ideally, try and make it. Finally, in 1 week, I'll do a big research piece on Singapore so you know what to expect, what currency to use, what SIM card, what food, all that sort of stuff. So any questions you have on Singapore and Breakpoint, put them below and I'll cover them in that video. That's all, and I'll see you at Breakpoint.